All right, welcome back, everyone. Ready for another deep dive.
Definitely. Always up for a good exploration.
Today, we're going way back, like ancient times back. We're cracking open the book of Numbers,
Oh, interesting. Which part?
chapter 5. It's all about, well, a lot of things, actually. Purity, making things right when you mess up, and even marital fidelity.
Wow, that's a pretty diverse set of topics, all in one chapter.
Right. You might think, what could that possibly have to do with us today? But trust me, stick with us. We'll see how those ancient ideas still resonate with our modern lives.
I'm intrigued already. What's the first stop on this journey?
Let's start with, well, keeping things clean. The Israelites, they had this whole system about separating people who were sick or, had been around dead bodies.
Ah, so like a very early form of quarantine.
Yeah, exactly, like a prehistoric public health program.
Mm.
Even without all the science we have now, they understood you got to keep those germs contained.
Makes you think, right? That instinct to protect the community, it's been around for a long time.
And it's not like we've abandoned it. Hand washing, vaccinations, social distancing, those are all ways we try to do the same thing today.
Absolutely. And think about the rules we have in workplaces, restaurants, all those safety and hygiene protocols. It's all about safeguarding public health.
It's amazing how those ancient practices has evolved.
Hmm.
Okay, but shifting gears a bit, there's also this whole section about making things right when you've wronged someone. Like, if you steal something, it wasn't enough to just say, oops, my bad.
So what did they do?
You had to confess, pay the person back, and give them an extra amount on top of that.
Interesting. It wasn't just about returning what was taken. It was about making amends, going the extra mile.
Right. It's like acknowledging the harm you've caused and making a real effort to repair it.
And we see echoes of that today too, like in conflict resolution, where the focus is often on restoring balance and understanding, not just punishment.
Or even in customer service, right?
Yeah.
When a company goes above and beyond to make a customer happy after a mistake, it's that same idea of taking responsibility and demonstrating that you genuinely care about making things right.
Yeah, it's about building trust, showing that you're accountable for your actions.
It's amazing how these ideas from thousands of years ago can still be so relevant today.
And it shows real integrity too, owning up to your mistakes and taking those steps to fix things.
Exactly. Okay, now this next part, it might be a little touchy for some people. It's about, well, suspected infidelity in marriage.
Yeah, I could see how that could be a bit controversial.
It's definitely a product of its time. But if we look past the specific ritual, the underlying message is pretty clear. Trust and faithfulness in a marriage, those are crucial.
Right, those are definitely timeless values.
So even though we wouldn't necessarily follow the same procedures today, the core idea still resonates, right?
Mhm.
Being honest, communicating openly, that's essential for any healthy relationship.
Totally. And sometimes it might even mean seeking outside help, like couples counseling, to work through those tough issues.
Yeah, that can create a safe space to address those feelings of, you know, jealousy or doubt. It's
Yeah.
interesting, all these things, health, justice, relationships, it's all woven together in this one chapter.
It's like they saw those as different facets of a strong and healthy community. You can't have one without the others.
Right, they're all interconnected.
Yeah.
And it reminds us that our actions, even on a personal level, they can ripple out and affect the whole community.
Absolutely. It's a call to take responsibility, to act with integrity, and to really value those connections we have with others.
It's pretty amazing when you think about it. These ancient texts, they might seem outdated, but there's so much wisdom tucked away in them if we take the time to look.
It's a reminder that some things, those fundamental human values, they don't really change all that much over time.
Okay, so we've talked about ancient practices, but what does it all mean for us living in the 21st century? Are we supposed to, like, banish anyone with a sniffle?
Huh, no, definitely not.
Or demand a fifth of someone's paycheck if they, I don't know, ding our car?
It's not about taking it literally. It's about understanding the spirit of these principles and finding ways to apply them in our modern world.
Right. So instead of banishing someone with a cold, we wash our hands and get vaccinated. Instead of an eye for an eye, we try to focus on restorative justice, finding ways to heal and rebuild trust.
Exactly. It's about taking those ancient values and translating them into actions that promote fairness, compassion, and responsibility.
It's kind of humbling. Thousands of years ago, people were wrestling with a lot of the same challenges we face today. It shows that for all our fancy technology, we're still human, trying to figure out this whole life thing.
And at the core of it all, we share the same basic desires. to be healthy, to be treated fairly, to feel connected to others.
This deep dive has really gotten me thinking. What other ancient wisdom might we be overlooking? Are there other seemingly outdated ideas that could offer valuable insights for our modern lives?
That's the beauty of exploration, isn't it? There's always something new to learn, some unexpected connection to uncover, something from the past that can illuminate the present.
Yeah, and who knows, maybe we'd find those answers in places we least expect.
Right, like maybe there's some ancient philosopher who has some amazing advice for dealing with conflict, or some forgotten indigenous tradition that holds the key to living more sustainably.
I think that's what makes exploring these old texts and traditions so fascinating. It's not just about the past, it's about finding those threads that connect us to something bigger, something timeless.
Totally. And maybe by understanding the past, we can actually create a better future. So we've gone from these ancient Israelite practices to modern day applications, and it's clear those principles of community health, accountability, and trust, they're still so relevant.
It's amazing how some things just stay important no matter how much time passes.
But before we wrap up this deep dive, I want to leave you with one last thought. What if we looked at all these different cultures and beliefs, not with judgment, but with real curiosity? That's a great challenge, to try to understand even those ideas that might seem strange or outdated at first.
Exactly. Who knows what kind of wisdom we might find? And that's what I love about these deep dives. It's all about opening our minds, exploring new ideas, and maybe even rediscovering some old ones.
And who knows, maybe it'll lead us to some brand new solutions for the challenges we're facing today.
Well, that's all the time we have for today. Thanks for joining us on this journey into the Book of Numbers.
It's been a fascinating exploration.
Until next time, keep diving deep, everyone.